What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for NBA Sunday, April 26th. These picks apply for the DraftKings Showdown slate. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's NBA slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay guys, real quick for those who don't know how these simulated slates work, everything works the same. You build a full lineup using the players available in the slate. The only difference is the fantasy points each player scores is a fantasy score from any game that player has played so far this year. Only players with at least 15 games played are in the player pool. Pretty simple, they just take a score at random from previous games that player has played, and that's it. So knowing how that works, we've added some tools to Draft Dashboard so you can see all the possible outcomes of scores from each player, and we show the percent chance that the player has to score in each point range. So pretty handy. You can hover over the Sim Scores button and see right here exactly what scores this player can get for this contest. It will be one of these at random. And then you can see what percent chance they have to score in these point ranges. Okay, remember, we have a daily cheat sheet for esports for League of Legends, and that's linked from the Sports tab right at the top of Draft Dashboard. Okay, let's get into these picks. Okay guys, let's take a look at this DraftKings showdown between the Houston Rockets and the Golden State Warriors. So I'm going to start off by giving you the top value play of the slate, and that's Draymond Green, projected at 28.9 fantasy points here tonight. That's 6.9 times value. He's 4,200 DraftKings salary. And let's take a look at his sim scores. Just a 7% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 53% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, a 30% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, and a 9% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. So I like Draymond Green here at only 4,200 DraftKings salary. Another nice value play here is PJ Tucker, projected at 21.6 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.7 times value. He's 3,800 DraftKings salary. And let's take a look at his sim scores. A 31% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 48% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, a 19% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, and a 2% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. So you can see how Draymond Green, just for 400 more, has a 39% chance to score 30 fantasy points or more, where PJ Tucker only has a 21% chance to score 30 fantasy points or more. So definitely playing Draymond Green, but PJ Tucker is still a nice value play. So I like PJ Tucker here at 3,800 DraftKings salary. And now if you need another value play, he's not as good as Draymond Green and not as good as PJ Tucker, but he has less low-end risk. I like Eric Gordon, projected at 22 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.5 times value. He's 4,000 DraftKings salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. Just a 24% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 65% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, a 9% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, and then he has a 3% chance to score 60 fantasy points or more. So he's got that small chance of huge upside, a chance to break the slate. So I like Eric Gordon here at 4,000 DraftKings salary. Real quick guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. So look guys, I know there's not a lot of sports playing right now, but we are posting a daily cheat sheet for esports for the League of Legends contests, and we just added these new DFS tools for the NBA simulated slates. We're going to be updating our tools to help you pick the best players for these sim sports, and I think these tools are going to give you a big advantage. There's no human element here. This is a stats game. This is a math problem. This is where our tools can really help you identify the numbers, the percent chance these players are going to score within these point ranges, so you know what you're getting into with each pick. Now that you got all those value plays, the studs that I'm looking at here tonight are Russell Westbrook, James Harden, and Andrew Wiggins. Let's just take a look at Russell Westbrook, projected at 51 fantasy points here tonight. That's 4.8 times value. He's 10,600 DraftKings salary. And let's take a look at his sim scores. A 2% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 4% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, a 30% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, a 43% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points, and a 22% chance to score 60 fantasy points or more. So I like Russell Westbrook here at 10,600 DraftKings salary. Now let's take a look at James Harden. He's projected at 59.1 fantasy points here tonight. That's 4.7 times value. He's 12,600 DraftKings salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 0% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 5% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, a 13% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, a 37% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points, and a 45% chance to score 60 fantasy points or more. So I like James Harden here at 12,600 DraftKings salary. So while we're at it, let's take a look at the last stud here. It's Andrew Wiggins, projected at 37.2 fantasy points here tonight. That's 3.9 times value. He's 9,600 DraftKings salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 0% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 28% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, a 54% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, a 15% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points, and a 4% chance to score 60 fantasy points or more. So I like Andrew Wiggins here at 9,600 DraftKings salary. So I might be looking at Russell Westbrook for my captain. Of course, James Harden if you can fit him in, but he's going to be an expensive captain. But Russell Westbrook as captain, he's got a 22% chance to score 60 fantasy points or more versus Andrew Wiggins, who's only 1,000 less and only has a 4% chance to score 60 fantasy points or more. So Russell Westbrook or James Harden, those are my captain plays, and these are my picks for today's DraftKings Showdown.
If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NBA slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again and good luck. Okay guys, if you're getting any value from this video, please hit that red subscribe button. We put out new fantasy basketball videos every single day. So if you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell notification, you won't miss out on any of our new fantasy basketball and fantasy football videos. Tons of free stuff coming your way. It only takes a second, and it helps us push out more fantasy content for you guys to consume each and every day. It's because of you subscribers that make this possible. So thank you for supporting this channel. This is a quick reminder, you should be reading the comments of this video. We have some savvy basketball fans who watch these videos, and they often give great plays and call me out when my picks are wrong. Wisdom of the crowd is a great way to get a feel for what players the field likes in today's NBA slate. We also have a DFS tool that shows you what players our members like for today's slate, so you can come on in and check that out.